First way, we can use a, it's totally on front end, kind of like totally like 90% on front end. On the back end side, where the user, he decide to make a booking, right? He decide to make a booking, or he decide to order something. We group all the items, and then we generate an object. That object is called order. It will have the item is there, the name, the date, the ID, and the user ID. So after that, we will send that object to the front end, and then front end will do everything. So that's the simple way. And front end will make API request to Stripe. It will send the payment. It will send the card number or user ID. That user ID is from Stripe, and Stripe will do everything in the backend side. So they will do everything for us, and then they will return a payment ID to the client. And the client will send that payment ID to the backend side, and backend will recognize payment successful. So that's the bad way. Really not that bad, but it's not secure when we do API and front end separately. It's good if we do a server-side rendering, because for server-side rendering, people cannot modify your front-end code at all. So it's safe to do on the server-side rendering, but right now we are working with the React and the API, so we are not gonna use this way. It also has some drawback, like for example, you cannot, I will see here, right? You cannot modify the payment info. Like you cannot have a discount or coupon code or anything. Basically, you have a form. We say Stripe checkout. Oh, sorry, this one. So you have a form like this, right? You have a form like this, and user will, why so small? User will enter all the informations, and the form will send these information. The front end will send these information to Stripe. Stripe will return an ID. We say payment successful or payment failed, and then you use the ID, send it to backend. Backend will handle the rest. So that means a very smart front end. And we actually don't want a very smart front end. We want a stupid front end and a smart backend. It's more secure. Right, second, way number two. It's kind of similar, but we will let the backend handle everything, right? Front end will only collect the payment information. It will send the payment information to the backend, right? So backend will like contact Stripe API, and Stripe will decide that payment successful or not, and it will send directly back directly to backend side. So it's the opposite of way number one. So way number two, backend will handle almost everything. And this is the way that we're going to do today.
This is the way.
It's the way. It's complicated, not really complicated, but it's secure enough. So we decide to go with this way. Way number three, the more secure way. The more secure way. That's all. Here it's solved from here to here, right? So basically, we use something called webhook, and webhook is something very similar to OAuth 2. For example, Facebook login, right? So here we will send front end will send request to make a booking, create a booking, and in the back end we create that booking with the started pay is false, but like we don't recognize the payment yet. We just create the booking, and the started of booking is not paid. And then we will call on the front end we will redirect the user to the Stripe page. Just like how we direct user to the Facebook login page, right? And then user will enter all the information there. They can use their own account to pay, like PayPal account or Google account. They can enter just the card number to pay. And then Stripe will handle all of that. and it will send a callback URL. We call a callback URL, just like how Facebook will go to direct us to the auth login Facebook, auth Facebook authorized, just like that. So we call it webhook in Stripe. It's just a callback URL, and Stripe will send a request to this URL. And on the backend side, we need a route to handle that call, that request. And that request will send a session ID and it's kind of like a payment ID. And inside the payment ID, we can get an object, for example, payment details, all about the detail in that payment. It will have a property called maybe paid or status is paid or not paid, something like that. And on the backend side, we will handle everything. So this one is more complicated, but it's the best way because we don't store the password. We don't collect the card ID at all, the card number, the card information at all. We will let Stripe handle everything for us.
So this is Stripe does more in the back end, right?
It's not, you do everything it's half-half. On the front end, you will redirect, you will have some logic.
So we create a model and then like kind of redirect. Sometimes when
Nah, it's kind of like how you log in with Facebook or Google. Same thing, you redirect user to that third party. That third party, we will call it the gateway, the payment gateway. And payment gateway will handle all the payment, the transaction, and it will redirect to the backend side.
Yeah.
And for using webhook, the best thing is like the user doesn't have to pay right away, right? Whenever the payment is successful, for example, you transfer by bank, right? Transfer by bank, and it usually takes time, right? It doesn't like transfer the money right away. It may take 1 or 2 days, for example, and then Stripe, upon receiving the money, it will call the webhook right away. And at that time, maybe the user is not using the internet or even using our app, right? But it still calls this webhook. And on the backend side, we will have a route to handle that call, and we will recognize the payment, successful payment right away in our database. And maybe we will send an email to confirm payment success payment. So this way is actually, you can customize everything, right?
So Stripe will take 1 or 2 days to.
It depends. Like for example, if you pay with card right away, the money will arrive right away. But if you decide to pay with bank account,
With yeah.
so it takes time for the money to be directed to your account, to the Stripe account. So this way you have a lot of payment options. Okay. But to do this, you need your website to be live to use the webhook. It doesn't allow localhost at all. Okay. First way is more about front end. Second way is more about back end. So we will focus on the second way here. Okay, but first we will have to create the order first. Let's create the order. You can now open your backend code. Actually, I tried to do that yesterday. It's good, no mistake. And I will show you the Stripe layout UI. Here. Dashboard. I log in. So yesterday I make a payment with $100 to my account, and my account had 58,000. No, yeah, $58,000. It's fake. Don't worry.
How did you make that money?
Yeah, it's test account, man. It's test account.
Never mind.
Never mind. Yeah, it's fake account. So you can create your own account here, and you will have your key, right? And secret key as well.
We have to activate my Stripe account, right? We don't have to activate.
It means your official account. And I'm not using it, so I don't have to activate it. But you have to confirm your email and your phone number.
Actually, I don't have to confirm my phone number. I just activate my email and that's it.
Right?
But it's not for an active Stripe account.
Please try.
Yep,
Really?
same thing. I only had to verify email.
Yeah, that's good then. Obviously, you have to validate your email. Obviously,
Yeah.
but I'm not. I don't remember if we have to verify our phone number. I actually have that one in there, so I think you have to.
I think because they don't ask for one.
Yeah, they usually don't ask for your phone number right away, but in order to use some feature or service, you might have to validate your phone number. If they don't really require phone number, why do I put it here? Actually, these I wrote by myself. So way number 3 require your website to be live. Way number 2 only require your phone number. Way number 1 doesn't actually require anything, but it's stupid. It's just there to like pretend that it's actually working, but it does not. Right, so let's go. First, we need to define the model for the booking, right? So I need to remove some code here. Start server, git checkout. What? What did we do yesterday? Test 10.3, right? And wow, it's still here. No, it's still here. Gotta delete everything. Delete. Delete. So we will have to add these 3 fields to our tool model. Let me delete all of them first. Okay, so this is where I left, right? And I'm gonna delete these as well. Booking route, delete. Booking, delete. Booking controller, delete. Right, so this is where we left. First, we need to add some fields into our tool models. I'm gonna close. Tool model, open your tool model. We want the group size. Group size is like for tool. It's just for it's kind of like the quantity available for this kind of item. This item. It's right. In this case, in my case, in the block case, in the tour block case, it is, for example, you have the tour to Japan, and that tour only allow 50 people. That means group size, all right? So in your e-commerce website, it could be an item, and you only have like 100 items in stock. So let's say type, number, comma. Is required or not? Require, and you say tour must have a group size. So basically, when you write a tour, you need to provide the group size as well, and it's a number.
And how many people will go on the tour?
Yeah. So for a bus, you can only stuff like 45 people on a bus, and you have a minimum. Mean is 0. 1, yeah, no, maybe 0 for free. Oh, 1 at least. Shit, yeah. Group size must group size must be equal or greater than 1, for example. Right. Next is the availability. The remain slot. You can say understand it as remain slot. For example, you have a group size of 50 people, but 10 people already booked the tour, so we will have 40 left, right? And that number will be calculated using a method. So we have availability, and the type is also a number. Does it require? Yes. Tour must have availability, and the user or the seller or the admin doesn't have to provide this piece of information when he creates a tour. This one should be calculated automatically by a middleware, right? And we also have something called minimum. And I'm gonna say this one ability must be greater than 0. This one's gonna be 0. It's not 1. It's 0. Okay. Lastly, what else do we have? The price. Right now we want to book a tour, so we need the price for the tour. We didn't have that, so the price. Type number, comma, require, yes. Tour must have a price, and minimum can be 0 as well. Some tour we want it to give for free. We are generous, right? So 0, let's say this is all dollars, right? Tour price must be at least, oh, I'm so lazy, at least $0, right? Okay, that's it for the 3 additional fields, right? It's very similar. Save. Right. So next we're gonna create a booking model. Create a new file called booking.cs. Cons mongoose equal require mongoose. Cons schema equal new mongoose or schema. So here's our schema, and here's the option. I don't really remember the option, so I'm gonna copy and paste here. Yeah, right. So for the booking, we need the user information, right? Just like a tour. So user, so I'm gonna copy and paste to save you time. So user, same thing here. Also here we have a organizer sheet. So type mongoose schema object ID ref, go to user object, user model, capital U, and require, yes, true. Yep. Okay, what's wrong with this? Close, yes. Same thing for the tour. So a booking must belong to a tour. Like you must book a tour. You cannot do anything else. So right now we assume that each booking will only book for one tour. We cannot book multiple tours at the same time, right? It's tour shit. Tour. Sorry. It's tour. Payment ID. Payment ID is just a string. Is required. Yes. Payment ID is exactly the ID we got from Stripe. So this ID is the ID that Stripe will return for us, and we will use this ID to compare with the history, the logs on Stripe to see how much we have earned. If you want to have that feature, so it's kind of like a proof of payment. A proof of payment. So sending type is a string, and default will be there's no default. Default can be no. It's okay. Right. What else? The total bill. I have default here, so we actually don't need require. So by default, it's going to be no. You can give it require, but I don't think it's necessary though. Just in case, because we don't have default. Require booking must have a payment ID. So this payment ID may be like the payment is unsuccessful, or the payment is successful, or the payment is refunded. It has a bunch of different status. But here's the ID. We use the ID to check with Stripe. Lastly, total, not just total. Total. Oh, before we have total, let's go with quantity first. Quantity is the slot for a tour. Okay. Quantity here means how many position spot we want to book for that tour. Okay. Type number as well. And require, yes. Let's have a quantity. And what else? Minimum is 1. You cannot book with zeros spot. Minimum 1. Quantity must be equal or greater than 1. And then total. Total here is the bill. Usually when you look at an order, you should see the bill number, the total number amount, right? So same thing. It's number. Require, yes. Minimum will be 0. I think that's it. User, tour, payment ID, quantity, total. Alright, let's go with it. If you need something else, we can add more later. So the good thing about MongoDB is that we can add more field if you want. For SQL, you cannot do that. Right. So lastly, create a model. Export module.export equal to mongoose.model. Here's the name of the model, booking, and the schema. Yeah. Oh, shit, almost deleted. It's done. Right. Next step. Now let's try to create a booking now.
So the quantity is 2, is equal to the same tour but two times.
Yeah, 2 spot, like for 2 persons. Right? You can make one booking for 5 people or 5 persons for that tour, in that tour.
What about group size or the?
Group size is the original number of people can be booked in that tour.
In one tour?
Yeah, in one tour. Look, it's in one tour. Group size belongs to the tour document. So that means one tour. For example, one tour can have 10 people, 10 persons. Actually, it's right, 10 persons. And if you book, if you make a booking for persons, then the availability will become 8. Right, 10 deducted by 2 will be 8. Okay, make sense? And the price is the original price. You can change the price on the go as well. Right. So next. So how do we make the availability here to automatically to be updated automatically when a new user make a booking? When a user make a booking. So we will have to do something like it's kind of like middleware. For example, pre-save. Before we make a booking, we have to calculate the availability to see if it's still available. For example, we only have 4 spots left, and the user decide to make 5 a booking for 5 persons. We will not let it happen, right? We throw the error away. So how do we calculate that number? Okay, let's go. You can create a method here. Let's say tour schema dot, is this static? It can be, it's pre-save. No, let me think. Let's do this one first. You can calculate here. So right now, let's say I have 2 models into Windows. Can I make it a little smaller? Too small?
Yeah.
Shit, my screen is so small. Right, so we have we can create a statics here on the tour to calculate the availabilities. So let's do it. Tour. So it's very important to decide where we should put the static here. Yeah, to calculate. So we need something to calculate the booking, the availability, the remaining, let's say remaining spot, right? We have to calculate the remaining spot so that we can update the availability here whenever the user make a booking. Cool. Right, so let's do it. Shit, I forgot. We have to find the tour, and we need a pre-save document. For example, before we save the document into the collection here, we have to deduct the number availability here. So we have a pre-save here. Say to schema dot pre-save, and here's a function, async function. Okay, so we have to look up the tour. Wait, I don't think we should apply. Okay, we have the tour ID here. Resave, and then we need tour ID. How do we get the tour? Shit, I forgot. So guys, I'm gonna cheat here. MySon 2, actually we on the MySon 2. We need to calculate the availabilities for 2 purposes. Showing how many remaining tickets they can book. For example, on your UI you will see a tour to Japan, and that tour have a group size of 50 people. persons, and you only have like 10 spots left booked now, right? So that's why we need a quantity field on the model here, the tool model, right? We have group size, we have the remaining spot. Okay, on the server side, we use that remaining spot to calculate a couple of things. We will automatically deduct the number, and we also use that number to check before we create a new booking. So let's go. Here's the formula. Remaining spot will be equal to group size, the original size, minus the booking spot or tickets. Okay. So we can resave hook. We have to do the other way. So right, resave in the tool schema.
We have like all the preset in tool already.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. We can check here. We can check. For example, you have to take into account when the user, the seller, decide to change the group size, for example, right? So originally the group size is only 10, but somehow he got a new bus and he can make it 20, right? So he update the numbers, and we also have to update the availability number as well. For example, originally 10 maximum is 10. We book 5, so the remaining slot is 5, but the seller decide to change the group size into to 20, so the remaining spot will be 15. Cool. So we have to calculate a lot of things. That's why it's hard to do the orders, right? So we can have a resave here, just like this, and inside that we're gonna call this one. This one is going to return the number of slots that we already booked. We count the document.
You will make a separate preset, or will you put it?
A separate. You can have as many presets as you want. Okay. But here's the case for resave, but we are not going to use resave right now, because if you take a look at your code in factory, we actually use file by ID and update shit. We have update one here, right? And we use file by ID and update. Where is it? Here. Yeah, file 1 and update. It's actually file by ID and update. So resave will not work. Resave only work for document middleware, which is create, save, sometime update. That's it. So we have to use a query middleware, which is free file 1 and update, or free file 1 and, right? So the code will be a little bit different. When I wrote this, I was using file 1 and then I save instead of file and update right away in the query. So let's do it the more complicated way. Right. We can a more complicated way. So it's here. So let's go. Shit, sorry. Go down here. Create a tool schema dot pre, and here's the query. File by file 1 and something. It can be file 1 and delete file 1 and update file 1 and whatever. So file 1 and here we have a function. Okay. And for pre middleware, we can use next. We have to use next in order to skip to the next one. All right. So we have to check if the user updates the field here. If the user update the field group size, if they update the group size, we can change. We will change we will call it middleware. So we can either do something like this for resave, but for query middleware, we have to do it a little bit different. So we can check if this update dot group size. So if you remember, update here is kind of like special field for query. Do we have it? Not really, but I think we already use it somewhere. Yeah, I remember we use it somewhere. I don't know where yet, but yeah, we have something called update. So I'm gonna console log it. Console log this dot update. So when I run the code, you should see this console log. This middleware, this query. Okay. But I'm not gonna do it now, but we can do it. If we change something in the group size, right? So we will calculate the availability again, cons book. So here's books here is gonna be the total of spot that what was booked already. So we will get that number from await from the booking model, sorry. And we will run a method that will calculate on the booked spot. So we can say a custom method. We have to create a custom method. It can be anything. Count booking, right? And to count the booking, we have to pass in the ID of the book of the tour. So what's the ID of the tour? This update dot ID, right? I hope it works. Yeah. And so we have the this is a query. It's not a document.
And update?
Hmm?
Update is the query as well in this one?
This here is query, and update is the fields inside the documents that we update. Maybe this. No. This condition is where in MongoDB is where. So update is the body of what we want to update. I'm not sure if we have to update the ID yet, but let's comment out on this and run the middleware. See what happened here, right? Save. And try to save. Try to create a new booking. Let's say just a new tour, right? New tour. Update a new tour. Yeah. Open your Postman if you want to test. So it's gonna throw error though. Create a new tool. I'm gonna create a new tool first. Tools here. So the body here, tool to China. I don't think we have a user, so I'm gonna create a user. Yeah, good. npm run dev. Ooh, no error. So I'm gonna create a new user. Alright. So this user is Khoa, and I'm gonna log in. And I'm gonna use this ID to create a tour. And the guy is me. Group size 10. Click. I forgot price, I think. Yeah, tour must have a price. Price is $100. Send. It's gonna throw error as well because we don't have availability at the remaining slot. How do? Shit. Tour validation fail on this field, right? That's good. But we can check the console log here. Nothing happened. Because it doesn't run on when we create, so we need to use it for reset as well. So make two, one for query and one for resell. Okay, same thing. So we have to call next here. Save. Test again. But for this, we don't have this query. We have something different. So right now, let's have call it this update is gonna be this only, and this one is go this doc. Okay, save it, and here I'm gonna say give me availability of availability. Is it correct? Availability, yeah. 10 cent. So it should create for us, right? But if you take a look at the log here, right? So this is the doc, and you have this. So now I'm gonna update. Instead of create, I'm gonna update. So I use this ID to update. So I want to check the console log on my query middleware. I'm gonna update part, the ID, and the body is gonna be website 2, price 100, and availability is same thing. 2, change to 2. This I use correct ID? No. Here. Oh, copy. Use the correct ID. Same. Right, that works. So the availability is to 10 because in my update here, factory here, I didn't allow to update the availabilities. User should not update that field. This will be generated by our code. But here you can check this doc here. So now it's we should not do this query here. Right. This query here, we don't actually have the ID. So let's console this only. Sorry, this again. Change it again. There's like so many fields in the Dart query, so you can take a look and where to find the ID. That should be. Oh my God. Condition? No, really? Yeah. Oh yes, condition. Where the hell is it? Condition. Yeah, we have the ID here. So we can copy and paste. So it's gonna be this condition.id. Correct. Enable these lines again. Like sometimes if you get lost, you can console log the object and see what the available keys that you can use. So here we have conditions S, and inside that we have a key, an object, and that object has a key called lodash ID. Cool. So now we can calculate the total booking using the tool ID. Right. This is the tool ID. I'm gonna this one is a tool ID. Okay. Okay, now we can do this dot update dot availability will be equal to this dot update dot group size minus the booked number, right? And then we can call next. Right, but here we can check here. We can check if this number, for somehow this number is lower than 0, then what? What should we do? If this update dot availability, so hard to say this one, lower than is less than 0, we say next, and we gonna use our error handler await new error. Say the start code 400, and we say availability must be greater, equal, or greater than 0. and you have to import up arrow here, right? Remember to import this. There's a lot going on here. We already have this in arrow handler. So now we use it. Where is it? Here. Okay. Right. I think it's done for this middleware. Oh, booked and booked. U. So we have to calculate this one for outside. Is update group size. Oh shit! Should do it the other way. If the group size doesn't like we don't update the group size, we should return it. Sorry, return, or we can just simply connect. Else we do that. Sorry. Just simply connect. So it should be the other way, the condition. If we don't change anything in the group size, we're gonna skip the whole thing here, right? If we change something, we have to recalculate the remaining spot. And if the remaining spot is less than 0, we skip, we throw the error, stop the whole process and throw the error. If the availability is greater than 0 or equal to 0, we will skip to the next middleware, maybe. Yeah. Question about this. So let's go back and do this as well. So based on this logic, we can reduce here on the cell. Okay. Like 140. Period. Right. Thank you. Do this. Yeah.
So update. That's is that a built-in?
For query here. Basically, it's the field that we want to update inside our document.
Is it a field or is it gonna update the field?
Updates here an object. Look at this, an object. Basically, inside the update are the fields that we update. We want to change.
Okay, I have a question. Like a lot of times, for example, I don't know what information I can get. For example, field update. Like yesterday, there were also few fields like window was new yesterday.
Window?
Window, yeah, just to see.
Windows is JavaScript object class, and here is a mongoose. So you have to read the logs. Also, you will have to do some experiments. I already did that, so I know for sure. Like we have update inside the query. If you don't know yet, you can read the documentation on mongoose in mongoose doc, or you can construct and see what the available information that you can have. For example, you have condition, and inside condition you have the ID, which we use file1 or file by ID and something. When we do that, we actually pass in the condition ID, right?
Yeah, but most of the time we don't know what you need to console log.
Yeah, like you have to read the doc or take experiment. Like I cannot tell you everything. I also have to do console log here to see what I can use. There are a bunch of things that we don't actually use. It's just like how the library is designed. If you want to use a library, you need to understand what you have in that library, what they gave you. Right, let's see the query object, mongoose. Here, you have a bunch of them. So these are the method. These are the method. You see prototype in method, and if you don't want to see it, query object. Query. All right, query is not promised. You have a bunch of them. Let's say query object here. Not that. Static, several static helper function, and what is this? Constructor. Like here inside query, the doc doesn't say anything about have it, but you can see more about this. Mongoose dot query. But there are a bunch of prototype object. Inside the object, you have to read more. Like inside there, you can use more stuff. For example, for schema, you have types. You can have multiple ways to understand to know this. You can Google, you can read the docs, but reading the doc takes a lot of time. So sometimes you have to Google, and when you Google, you see the answer. The answer usually tell you where to read. It's here you have a URL, and you click on the URL. If the answer is a good answer, it will tell you where to read. And sometimes you only see the code, and you have no way to understand what the hell, right? Just like what you just asked, like that. And we actually, I forgot where we got that, but actually last time we already see the query object, right? It's a query middleware. Alright, let's go back. So if you query middleware, mongoose, query object, query middleware. Oh, tick 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 tick. So you have a bunch of things here. So this query middleware. Click on the query middleware. Where is it? Oh, it's not here. You cannot link here. Oh, there's a trick to reference to other document in the query. So if you read the doc a lot, you will find it takes a lot of time. Basically, whatever you put in when you run the query, it will go into the object. Right? For example, here's file something. These will become the conditions, the property in the condition. Yeah. Condition. All right. They will become the conditions. So right now I use file 1 or file by ID, which will have only this one field. File 1. If you file 1 with multiple fields, you will see multiple fields here. But I said I use file by ID, so that's why only one field ID. Right? If you file by these things, you will see a couple of properties of fields. And this is the body that you want to update. It's basically a second argument. Let me show you the code here. Factory. The first argument is the condition, right? The second argument here is gonna be your update. Lodash update. Lodash update. Right? And after that, when you do await or dot execute, it will take these two and execute. All the update field on the fields inside update will be written into our database. Right, cool. So here we want to create a new field called availability with the value here. And we also write this information to our database. So the user doesn't they cannot directly modify this number, right? That's our code, that's the job of our code. So let's do the same thing for save here. So I'm gonna do if this, actually you can copy and paste, if this is modified, and you find a field. What field is that? Group size. If you don't modify anything in group size, then you skip next, right? Is modified will return true. If it's false, next. Else, we do here, same thing here. I'm gonna copy
Why can we use preset now?
for when you create.
A new tool?
Yeah. Alright, when you create a new tool,
If you create a new one, then it's not modified.
it will be notified, but somehow in the future you have something that you save. I don't know yet, right? So you can have just 2 lines to prevent the bugs that you haven't seen yet. Yes.
Okay, you explain update, and what is update?
Lodash update.
The data.
Lodash update is inside the query object.
When is it not null? When is that object, that property not null? Because I'm looking at it, it's undefined right now.
How come it's not null?
Does it change according to what you do with the query?
If it's like, if you don't change that field, right? So this will become null. If it's null, then next. If it's not null, we do the other way. Why? So
But it says it cannot be property, it's undefined, it's like a undefined error.
undefined.
It cannot be root size of undefined.
Oh, so your update here is undefined.
Yeah.
So something must be wrong in your code then. You need to use normal function. Don't use async. All right. First, don't use arrow function. First thing first, don't use arrow function. And this here must be a query. It has to be run on file something, file 1 and something.
Yeah. Is co-working static?
Did you try and post it? Did you try and post it?
No, yeah, it's a little bit there.
I think it's because you can't edit group size yet.
No, but I mean, I can still classify the whole query.
No, if it says something about undefined, so that means the this is wrong. Your this is wrong. Can you console this?
Yeah, it's like a really long query.
Control F and find Lodash update. Lodash. Ship gạch.
And this is an expression, it will find a condition cost. And if it doesn't exist, it's undefined.
It's undefined, really?
Check your fast code.
When do we add dash up to our code?
It's created by mongoose. We don't do anything about it.
Where's the part where you, like that part where you have the allows, because you don't allow it.
Oh shit! I forgot about that. You have to allow that.
Can we see that?
Yeah. So basically, you allow the fields that you want to, but it should not show undefined there. It should be like the whole thing here will be undefined. It should say like cannot get group size of undefined. You always have this part. You always have this part. Is inside your factory?
Yeah, where is this?
Is that an update one?
Update 1.
When you update?
Yeah, you need to allow which field you want the user to update.
And yeah, let's see. If you just make, we just make it full. It's not easy.
Ah, right. Oh, guys, remember this?
When did you do that?
Yeah, actually, I had that before. I forgot. I was going to say something about it, but core problem is not really all about this though. You should always have update, but the keys here depends.
Oh, yeah, it's fine. Go try it.
So right here we allow user to change title, description, guys, group size, and the price. We don't allow them to change the remaining spot here, right? Right, see, that's not the problem though, yeah. So your problem is you cannot see update, right?
The So on this, what were we doing to like, what request were we sending to like use that?
Okay, for call first, can you consult this Lodash update? Right. What's your question? When do we use it middleware?
No, like, what were we doing, like the request that we sent to Postman to activate this?
This, yeah, when we use this, just update when we update.
Okay, so we were updating that tool, trying to update.
Yeah.
Okay, try.
No, I can update it. I cannot see.
You cannot see this update, Lodash update. Do you see this on your console, on your terminal?
I don't update it. No, no, but
If this is undefined, then this is not a query, actually. Do you have the code here?
Do you have a update one handler in your factory?
Yeah, we do.
Oh yeah, I have one.
We do. This is the old code.
Wait, have you tried deleting it yet?
Not yet.
Can you delete it?
Right.
I just create one and delete one.
Or maybe when you delete something will happen though.
Yeah, that's my error. If I create it, so I cannot delete it with your
Yeah, let me see. How do I see that? Shit. That's so small, the string is so small, I cannot see the list of the code. How do I see the list? Zoom out. Yes. Tour. Delete the tour. Man, I don't want to delete my tour. Send it. Alright. So now you can like, right. So this is gonna be update then. Shit. Right. So you can create another one for delete. Or just this. Send. Done.
Okay, so it's
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. Okay. Make sure you have update, or you can write another one for file one and delete, and you will have a different condition, different logic if you want. For right now, we don't need to do anything though.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, if you file one and delete, you have to look at, or you don't have to delete on the booking as well. It's bullshit. Even if you delete the tour, you still keep the booking. Yep. And if you delete the booking, the booking will be like it cannot find the tour for you, but it still have the other fields. And in the future, if you want to look at the tour information, you cannot. So basically, you don't allow user to delete the tour. That's good. Don't delete user. Don't allow user to delete tour, right? You can hide it. You can only hide the tour. Don't delete it. Hide it. So basically, if you want to delete, you want to have another field here. Say is deleted. Right here. It's symbol is deleted, and then when you delete it, you toggle that is deleted to true. And then when you send a GET request, when the user send a GET request to see the tour, you have to check one more condition. Like here, I'm gonna say open the tour controller. When you want to get read tours here, you say file and then is deleted false, right? Cool. That's it. So let's go with the simple way, simple stuff first. You can go back and fix the logic later. Alright, I'm gonna delete this, not this, not using it. Okay. So next, we got to do something with self. Cause book equal to that, but this time it's gonna be this.id. Okay. And then I'm gonna copy these, paste them here. If this dot availability less than 0, we throw the error. We call next. Nice. Logic is similar. Right, let's try to create a tour. Now you delete my tour. I'm gonna create a new one. Pause. Wow, so many people. All right, really? Yes. This is not a function yet. We haven't created a function that method yet. So let's go back and try that. So here in the booking, we have to create an aeration, a static method. So schema dot statics dot count booking, and this is a function equal function async function, right? This method is a function, and we need the tool ID. So here we const count equal weight. This is it this? Yeah, this is the model, so we can use this. Maybe not. Yeah, this. We want to run this. We want to run this aeration on the bookings, so we can use this. This here means the booking model. I'm gonna say this equal booking model, right? So this dot array. Inside array is a function. It's a array. Inside array, the first element will be your match stage. Match. You want to find the tool ID that match. Tool ID actually tool. The tool here come from here, right? This tool from the booking model, and it's actually this one, and it is ID. So I'm going to say tool ID, and this tool ID from here, right? Second stage, which is group stage. Okay, and group stage, we want to group them all into with this field. Right, first field. Second field is going to be the count, meaning the total spot that is actually booked. What's that sound? Count, and it's going to be sum. We use sum, we don't use count, because for example, each booking can have multiple spots, right? Multiple quantities. So we want to count sum of the quantities here, not counting the documents. That's a big difference. So we want to sum this field. This what field? Quantity, right? Array again, and then we have count, so we can return right now. We can return the number. We can return the count right away, but inside that count is an array, so we have to target the first element, and the first element we have count. So we have to take a look more if this function here, array here, cannot find any ID, any tool that have the ID. So we have to guard against that as well. Count 0. If there is that, we will call this, return this. So if we don't have that, what happened? Or 0. Oh shit. This one should be a question mark. And this one should be both work. Actually, both work. Right. Alright, does it look like English or something? Do you understand this? We rarely use array, right? So it's very good. So basically we create a pipeline, and we have a match stage. We find all the documents that match the condition, right? And then we group them into one object which has the ID, the same ID here. Cool. And we generate a new field which is count, and that field will have the value of the sum of this field.
So this is the total number.
Yes.
Total number of people who vote.
Not more people who booked, but the total is like, for example, you have 3 documents in your booking. 3 documents that had the tour ID, that same tour ID, but for example, you have
Different bookings.
yeah, they have different quantity. So basically, you have sum there in order to sum all the quantity together.
So this is all the people who already vote.
Kind of, yes, but spots. I prefer to say
All the
spot.
spots are
Yeah,
people.
yeah, spot, not people. Right.
These are bookings.
Yeah, bookings with the quantity in the booking, so you can book for multiple people.
Okay, so like inside people, but then you add them all.
Yes, we sum them all. Yeah.
I understood it once.
Right. So we have that. We return the number. If we cannot find any result, right? We return 0. That means the first time we run, there we 0.
So the count would be, is it just a number? It's just a number?
Yeah, it's just a number, so that we can do.
Wait, it's an array. Count is an array.
Yes, this one is an array. The count is an array. Which count? The first count or the second count? This count or this count? I should make it different. You can say the results, right? If result is always an array here. It's always an array.
Why is it an array? If it's just sum or everything, isn't it supposed to be 1?
No result. That's how array works. It will return you an array.
And
And
it always only has one item.
you can have multiple group stage. So that means you will have multiple elements, right?
So like, but the other group has to be like a different field.
It doesn't matter. You can read the same thing. Right, yes. You can have multiple group states, and each group state will be different, like they will be independent. So for example, but like, who would want to do that? Who want to have 2 elements with the same value?
Yeah.
No one want. You can have another, for example, count here, right? But yeah, that normally we only use 1 element, and we have to take a look at that. If it exists, meaning we can find the tour or the booking with that tour, and we return this value, else 0. So
Yeah. So as I understand it, like the case where you would like to have like multiple elements would be like all of the quantities and then all of the total.
it depends on your needs, right? You don't have you don't have to put everything in one object. Some
So like what would be a good example?
no, I only use 1. Sometimes if you want to do some statistics that involve a lot in statistics, you may have multiple independent objects. But for normal use, you don't really need it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I would expect it just to be a number.
Which one number?
Like the count result.
The count result here?
No,
The here? No, it doesn't work like that for arrays. It doesn't work like that. It's designed to return an array.
no, I'm saying like that's why I'm asking for an example where it makes like it makes sense for the goal, so that I remember that okay.
Yeah.
This is enough.
So this is designed to return an array. Yeah, you cannot change that, but you can have 1 group or 2 group or 3 groups, right? So 1 group you have 1 element, 2 groups you have 2 elements, 3 groups you have 3 elements. But right now we only have 1 group, so that's why we target the first index here, the 0 index here. And if we find any matching bookings that have that tour ID, we will have this object. If we cannot find any booking that have that match this tour ID, we will not have this the 0 index here. So that's why I check if we found any results, we get the value in the sum here with the sum here. If we cannot find any results, we return 0. Okay. So that this condition here, this calculation here will not fail, right? If we cannot find anything, it will be 0, and we can like 10 minus 0 will be 10, the same. Okay. It's tricky, yes. You can try when you have the code, you can try console and see what happened in that inside that.
So line 45 and 46. So the tour, which is on 45, that's the same as tour on 46, right?
You mean this and this, right?
Yeah.
So basically, we match the tour, and then we create a field with the same value of what we of the condition here.
Yeah.
So basically, and we have to use string. Okay, string.
Yeah. So that's the same, right?
Yeah, this is field. If you have a dollar sign here and a string here, it's most of the time it means the field name. Okay. Okay, let's try to see what happened. So now car booking is defined.
And where does the quantity come from?
The quantity is from here. Done. Save. Test. Done. You see, now I'm gonna delete this dude. How do I delete it? Oh, here. Shit. Tour to China. I'm gonna delete this and try again, right? Delete it. Try again, create a new one with I remove this field. We don't need that anymore. Send. Ew. Because you have this condition, quantity is break. We're gonna break. Oh, not this one. Sorry. The availability is here. We don't really need this. Save. Okay. Wait. It doesn't save. What happened there? Hang on. Is it resave? Yes, resave, and then return next. Or not this one. This one. No, not this. Oh shit. I haven't checked. Forgot this line. Sorry. That's why it doesn't update the availabilities. Yeah, I forgot this one. This doc, this, and this as well. Remove that. Save. Try again. First, I have to delete that. Copy the ID. Copy the ID. Delete this. And delete it. Now create a new one. Copy the ID. So now you can see the availability is 10 by default, right? It's created by the method that we had just now. And earlier I was trying to answer some question and I forgot this part. Okay, done. So what if I change the number? What if I change the tour ID here? I change it to group size 20. And I also send this field here, which is bullshit. Our code will not allow the user to change this. So for some reason they try to meddle with our database. Just ignore them. Right? Same thing. 20. Update 20. Okay. Even though they submit 2, it doesn't matter. Like we already have some code that prevent that. Right? So we successfully have the method that will automatically update the availabilities for us. Okay, that's done. And questions before we go take a break? Yes.
Did you change the regular expression like towards schema 3 to find one and update? Like that one delete?
No, one delete. Let's not do anything about that. No.
Oh.
I only update.
Okay. 3.8, right?
It's not resave, it's re-query. Re-query file one and update.
No.
The save?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had this line. I will answer someone and I forgot this. The logic is the same, but the disk is different, so that's why we need to target different
Oh.
wraps. Yeah. Cool. Questions? I know it's very confused. Yeah, okay. First thing first, you have to allow the user to change these fields, right? These fields. First thing first. If you don't have this slide here, your user cannot change group size or price. Okay. For model, for booking, it's very straightforward, right? A booking has to be booked by a user. That's why we have a user field here, as well as a booking must have a tour ID. So basically, you want to book a tour. You don't want to book another user, right? And you have payment ID, which we haven't used yet, but in the future we will use it. And we also have the quantity, which kind of like we can book multiple spots for multiple person in just one booking. Kind of like booking is kind of like an order. And we have total here, which will be the total amount of the money we will charge for that booking. And yes, not now yet. I will talk about this later, but let's focus on. So we add 3 more fields for our tool model. The group size is kind of like the stock, not really stock, but yeah, kind of like stock. No, not stock. The availability here will be stock, but it's kind of like the group size is something like the maximum booking that you can maximum spot that you can make a booking. And if you have another field called remaining spot or availability here, like you calculate the remaining spot so that the user can book. Sometimes you want to show that piece of information for the users as well. And also we have price here, which is very obvious, right? So why do we have availability here as a field? We don't want to calculate this every time a user sends a request, a GET request, right? We want to calculate this beforehand. For example, when the user updated or when the user first created a tour, we do that to save computing power. So we only calculate our server only calculate this once in a while or once once the user make a booking. So maybe a user can view that tour 100 times and only one of them make a booking. So I explained it already before in a different lecture though. Right. Next, first thing first, we want to create a tour. So we have another resave hook, and which is here. We check if there's a website in there. If there is, we do the rest. If there isn't, we skip, right? And this is how we calculate it. Yes.
So that they will delete. Change the availability.
Yeah, for delete, you don't want to delete. Actually, you don't want to delete. You will want to have something here is deleted, and default is gonna be false. When you want to delete a document, a tour document, you want to toggle that to true. And when you return it, for example, when you want to get the list of the tour, you give the condition here, tour controller, and this one is gonna be true, is deleted true.
Okay, because right now, when you delete it, does it just change it over? For me, it just gets deleted.
Yeah, I don't have that logic though.
Okay, so
It's very simple. Yeah, you can do it. Yeah, I believe you guys. You can do it.
yeah.
Right. I think that's enough. And here's the. We actually did this before for the error rate. We calculate the what was it? The like or the reviews or something. I don't know. I don't really remember. We did that before. The rating. Yes, the rating and the rating average, right? We used this for rating average before. Now we use it again. So I expect you guys to understand this a little bit. This is about Mongo. Oh shit, MongoDB arrays for Mongo. Syntax is very similar, right? Something wrong. I did something there. Oh. Okay, right. This is clear.
Not very clear. The booking, can you explain what exactly that it does?
It count the bookings with the quantities.
We haven't booked yet, right?
Yeah, we haven't booked yet. So that's why it's return 0 for us here, right? See, it's always return 0 because we don't have any booking.
It count the remaining spot, right?
No,
It return remaining spot.
no. The booking here count on the booked spots. It count the booked spot, and we have the total. We minus the booked. We have the remaining, right? Cool. Clear. Wow, everyone's looking at the screens. Right, try this during the break or after the break, and then we will finish the last step. Way number 2 is straightforward. I'm gonna save. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, could you show the tour schema again?
The tour schema?
The tour schema pre.
Re what? Resave or re?
Both. Because they seem very similar.
Yeah, exactly. Very similar. Here we go. So in your code, you should say like resave for group size, right? Something like that. Because you have a bunch of resave, so you need to comment what's that for.
But what's the difference between them?
The difference is one for document query and one for document middleware and one for query middleware. Here, just like.
But the function is the same.
Yeah, the functionality is the same, right? But you need two functions because it's different. They are different. There are different objects here. So this is totally different. Right. For query.
Why is it different?
Oh my god. Because query and this is document. This one is document and this one is query. It's right. It's safe. We already learned this here. Mongoose middleware. Here, say very clearly here. You have post hook and pre hook, and they are designed to work differently. Right? There are 4 types of middleware. The first one's document middleware that's available for use with this method, and query middleware will be used with this method. And what did we use in our project? Update 1. File 1 and update. It's query. File 1 and update is query. And when we create, we use what? We use save. When we create a new tour, we use resave. When we update a tour, we use file 1 and update. We actually can use the same save for update, but that's not the point. That's not really correct. That's gonna have 2 query, and that's slow down your application. So that's why we use file 1 and update. So you can read more on file and then .save versus file 1 and update. File 1 and update, it will update directly on your document. But you find the document and then you do something with your JavaScript and you save. That's gonna take 2 steps. Right? This one is just 1 step. So you have 2 options, and it's very good if you choose this one. Do it this way. File 1 and update. Okay. For example, Firebase, they charge you for every query. Like they say on the go. Like if you run a query, they charge you $1, for example. If you use this method, you file a document and then you save it. You run 2 queries, they charge you $2. But if you run this one, they only charge you 1. Okay. Right. If we don't have any question, I'm gonna stop now. This video is so long. Right. Stop.